That was aggressive. Keep an eye on Williamson, that's for sure. There's a turnover. St. John's had the lead earlier. It's 25-21 now. All right, guys, welcome aboard. We got it for you. Duke and the Blue Devils taking on St. John's Red Storm. Storm bringing in after a turnover. Now, Storm tried to go 1-on-4, got rejected. No good on the three. Gets another attempt at a three. Still no good. Zion down low. Misses the putback. Dunk. Dunk you very much. I better put on my headphones. Wow. Zion Williamson for three is good. All right, let me get the audio coming for you. And we're just getting going, guys. Hang on.
It's the transition game. They got numbers. They leave Duke behind them, and they know how to finish. They know how to finish. And look at Zion on defensive end. Great timing. I mean, he's a tremendous shot blocker.
That foul was on Sadiq Keita. That's his first. Keita is a rim protector of sorts for St. John's, who had knee surgery back early in the season and missed 11 games.
Testing. All right, here we go, guys. Bone Crusher Wilson bringing you live play-by-play. Duke, St. John. It's currently 28-23. Let me see why my scoreboard's not updating. It's always something around here, isn't it? Hang on, guys. I'm getting my shit together. All right, scoreboard's working now. Here we go. Duke drives into the paint, misses the two. Rebound by St. John's. Driving the lane. Takes in a long three, in and out. Rebound, Duke. All right, 28-23, 9:34. Welcome aboard. Yeah, if you notice any problems with the stream, go ahead and send that in the chat box. We got some new equipment in tonight. Another miss from Duke. St. John's with the rebound, trailing by 5. 9 minutes in the first half to go. And welcome aboard. I'm Bone Crusher Wilson. And it's such a big game. These Duke fans, when they're at Duke, these guys are nuts. Those fans are crazy. Yeah, if my moderator is in tonight, A-Bomb, I've got a bad stream health report here, but let me know what you're seeing, brah. All right, Duke brings it in, up by 5. They are running a zone defense, St. John's. That's probably a good move when you're playing Duke. Zion forces his way in the paint, sticks it in for 2. Right, there's a foul. Charging is the call. Let's take another look at that. A little charging call on Williamson. That's a turnover. All right, welcome, guys. ACC matchup of the week here. Duke. Wild miss from St. John's underneath the basket. Right. There's almost a turnover. Goes out of bounds. That would have been a wide open flush for Simon there. Number 5 for St. John's. Good hustle. If you're just joining us, it is 28-25. Duke with the lead now, but St. John's had the lead for a little bit earlier. We're going to send a message out to my moderator because this was an impromptu broadcast. Just whenever Duke's playing, you're going to get a good game. All right, rebound. St. John's driving the lane in the paint. It goes in and out. The layup put back is good, and it is 28-25. Sorry, my scoreboard's is not synced right now. 8 minutes in the first half to go. Welcome aboard. Zion he spins it, passes. Delorio goes for 2, misses it. There's a foul. He might be going to the line. Ah, geez. Dick Vitale. I might have to turn him down. All right. This game is in a break, so we're going to take a quick break, and I'll be right back. I'm Bone Crusher Wilson, and this is Duke versus St. John. We'll be right back. All right, welcome back. Bone Crusher Wilson here, and Duke is up 29-25. Dick Vitale, he's still alive, and he's bringing the game for ESPN. Okay. Maybe I'll turn him down a smudge. All right. Duke 1 for 2 at the free throw line. St. John's kicks it out for a three-point attempt. No good. Duke drives the paint, kicks it out. Decides not to go for the three. Going to pass it around. All right. Foul on Simon for St. John. And if St. John can keep this close, we'll bring you the second half. I think they're going to keep it close. Only down by 4 here, halfway through the first half. St. John's comes in 16-5 on the season. Duke is 8-2. Duke misses a three. Doesn't even get any rim there. Rebound, St. John's. They're going to push it up the floor. Draws a foul on the layup attempt. So St. John's at the line. That is Shamori Pons, who's averaging 20.9 a game and he hasn't scored yet today. And that's not a shooting foul, so he is not going to the line. All right, St. John's inbounds. Almost a turnover there, but they got the pass. And there's a flag on Duke. A flag. There's a penalty on Duke on that inbound attempt. St. John's down by 4. They're inbounding here with 6:53 in the first half. There's some tight double man defense from Duke, and they get the steal and the slam coast to coast. Who else? Zion Williamson. The crowd is flipping out. That was some double team defense. I mean, it was a zone, but it was really like a triple team defense zone. I don't know what that was, but it certainly got underneath their guards. Yeah, he was coming at him from all directions, so a great defense. Yeah, Skywalker there, Dick Vitalis. All right, well, that was a big jam, and I guess they're going to get a timeout out of St. John's. They're going to break. We're going to break. I'm Bone Crusher Wilson. More of St. John's Red Storm versus the Blue Devils right after this. All right, we are back. And a shout out to our boy A-Bomb in the chat box. We're going to get to the chat box in a little while. Right now, we are back, and that is a nice pick and roll from St. John's for 2 to cut it to 4 with 6:28 in the first half. Duke swinging around, looking for a 3, no good. Rebound St. John's, who have switched to a man-to-man defense here. Kicks it out for 3, no good. Rebound Duke. You know, you drive the paint, you drive the lane, and if they pick you up, you kick it out, and that's what they did. Just could not convert. You take that shot every time, though. All right, welcome, guys. It is Duke versus St. John's. If you're just joining us, 4-point lead for Duke, and they're at the line. Looks like Zion missed the first one. Rebound, St. John's. We've got 5.5 minutes here in the first half. Oh, it was Beth looking for the cat. Yeah, Beth's looking for Durr. But Durr is here. Cat is eating. We'll check in with the cat in a little bit. It is 31-27. Duke in the paint for the hook, and it is good. Williamson scores again. You know, I was watching Duke and Syracuse, and I hadn't seen Williamson play. I'm more of an SEC guy. And when I saw him, I'm like, who is this mountain? Who is this guy? Long 2-point attempt is good for St. John's. It's back to a 4-point game. And people are asking, you know, who do you think's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 in the draft? And I was like, is anyone talking about this guy? And that's the first time I'd seen him. And it turns out he is obviously a huge recruit. Duke misses the 3-point attempt. Offensive rebound, put back is good. So it's 35-29 for Duke, ranked number 2, coming in at 18-2 on the year. St. John's 16-5 and 4-5 in the Big East. Duke is 10-1 in the ACC. St. John's having some trouble here getting across half court. Tight defense, a little pressure there from Duke. I'm trying to get the audio from the game for us. There we go.
I used to jump like that, Robert.
ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is brought to you by Arby's.
Arby's.
We have the meats.
I'm so hungry I could eat at Arby's. Yeah, when I pulled down her pants, it looked like Fidel Castro eating a loose meat sandwich from Arby's. They're in a break. We're heading to break. We'll be right back with more of Duke versus the Red Storm on the Bone Crusher Game of the Week.
Virginia Tech and NC State will have that, but first, gentlemen, your reaction to the first half of this game.
Well, Shamari Pons was held scoreless, their team leading scorer, yet I thought Marvin Clark was brilliant earlier with 12 points in this game. They're hanging in there.
Dickie V saying that this last couple minutes is critical for this team, for St. John's to stay in this game. Stay in the zone, though. They're 1 for 8 in their last 8 threes. Stay in the zone, Chris Mullin.
They withstood the early storm. Can they do it? Bob and Dickie V, back to you. See you at the half.
Well, Matt, Shamari Pons still hasn't scored, and yet Duke only has a 6-point lead. Pons looking for his first basket here.
We are back.
On time for Sadiq Keita.
I tell you, that's big by Keita with that offensive rebound.
All right, what am I doing here? I fucked up my scoreboard somehow. There we go. So 4 point. Finally has to pass it. Tight man-to-man from Duke. All right, and St. John able to back down towards the paint and gets to 2. It's a 2-point game, 35-33. 3-point attempt, no good from Duke. Bone Crusher Wilson here. Welcome aboard. All right, quick score there from Duke. It's 37-33, 2:53 in the first half. Layup attempt on the nice drive, but it does not fall. Zion, and his layup falls. He just comes running in from half court, catches the pass, and man, you give that guy another step in the NBA, I don't know what they're going to do. 39-33, Duke with the lead, 2:23 in the first half. And Zion's got 11 points so far. I get to see that again on the replay. Yeah. Our stream health has gone to green. I had some silly error message. Long 2 is no good from Harris. Rebound Duke. 6-point game, 2 minutes in the half. Welcome aboard. I'm Bone Crusher Wilson with your game of the week. It's an ACC Big East matchup. All right, Duke passes it into the paint, fires up, no good, but gets the foul. Barrett's going to the line, A.J. Barrett. Let us know where you are listening from, where you're watching. We'll have a weather report coming up per request from A-Bomb. All right, Duke at the line. No good. They get their own rebound. Zion puts it in for 2. There's a 3. There's a 2-point play there the hard way. All right. Tight man-to-man defense from Duke. Simon can't find an opening. They're going to try to run a screen. Long 3 attempt. No good. Put back is good. Offensive glass converts for 2. 6-point game. 1:22 in the first half. They're going for some crazy alley-oop there. Duke does not get that. Williamson is not Superman, okay? Let's check out a little of the coverage with Dick Vitale, a legendary broadcaster.
Talking Durant, Kyrie, look at that motor by this kid. Are you kidding? Unbelievable. Look at the execution. He got eyes on the ball. Always right there. Look at him. Standing at the ball. He's got to stand on his right hand. He knows he wants to go to that right there. Even though he's a lefty player, a strong driver to that right side.
Let Nick fans have their dream.
Jacob,
Would you please?
I'll tell you
You were
what.
coaching high school basketball the last time they won a championship. Can we at least maybe believe something special is possible?
Well, anything's better than what they're putting on the floor. People are paying major league prices in New York City and getting G League basketball, and that's a humiliation and embarrassment to a proud organization. I'm telling you, they got to be better than that. And that trade, I really comes down to one word. If, when they give Porzingis, if they sign the great players, fine, look at these worst records
Well,
here.
that's going to be the Zion lottery right there.
If this, if that, if they sign Durant, if they sign Irving, if those ifs better become a reality, or the New York City fans are going to be in an uproar.
Well, the only reason you trade Porzingis.
All right, Dick Vitale making a great statement there. Good take on the hunt in the NBA for Zion Williamson. And layup attempt is good from St. John's. He breaks through the double team and gets to the basket. So it's a 6-point game here with 48 seconds in the half. Let's see if St. John's can tighten that up. They need some strong defense. They got to double team Zion. They don't double team him, and he does get the basket. It is just looking too easy for him under there. They have got to come up with a plan. They should have double teamed him on that. Turnover from Duke. Williamson, coast to coast flush. He steals it. He takes it. He jams it. Holy Toledo. There is a big smile from Zion. The crowd is loving it. 10 seconds, 10-point game. Clock is running. St. John's looking for a last-second shot here. Tight defense, nothing going. Misses the 2. There's a foul with 4.8. And we're going to let Dick Vitale finish out the rest of the first half.
That was the foul to give. That's team foul number 6. So just under 5 seconds to go on the half.
Get a
St.
score
John's
here.
has to throw it in from the sideline.
Get into single digits, man. It's just a psychological edge.
Hans gets in the middle, floats one up. Still can't score a basket before the end of the first half.
Well, that's really the difference maker here. Pon's not able to score. Trey Jones and Zion coming on strong in the last 10 minutes.
A 10-point lead for Duke at halftime. They close the first half, making 8 of their last 10. It's high percentage when that guy goes to the goal as it's time for the halftime report. Matt Dallin and the Fonz in the studio. Duke by 10 at halftime. Matt?
Bob, thank you so much. Welcome into the Deep Halftime Report. LaFonso Ellis, Dallin Koff, Matt Berry alongside. Guys, we just said it a second ago that St. John's was going to have to withstand the storm, and in fact got away with them. 10-point lead for Duke at the half. LaFonso, your first half impressions.
I love the fact that with Maury Pons not scoring a single basket, Marvin Clark was terrific early in that game. He had 12 early points, unfortunately picked up a couple fouls late, and their offense kind of sputtered. Then all of a sudden they started to pick it up, and this is what Marvin Clark was doing. He's a great three-point shooter. He's good at getting in the gaps, but I thought he was very patient and very selective, shot ready when he caught the basketball. And again, when you're playing against the Duke team, with the way that they rotate and collapse to the basketball, it's going to be open shots on the weak side of the floor. I thought he took a good advantage of that, but I think the turnovers late is what got Duke out in transition.
Yeah, 9 points off turnovers for Duke, and 6 of them came in the last 4 minutes. You can't have that happen, but Dick's talking about it. The spurtability is real. Kellogg says it all the time. They got on that spurt, and the crowd's into it. They go into break with all that momentum right now.
And it appeared at least St. John's withstood that early storm. They were in for the fight. You get Zion going a little bit, it's going to be kind of a problem if you are St. John's. Cam Reddish early on, he had the shot.
He was the guy that brought the storm. I mean, they went into the 2-3 zone. They started the game in the zone, with which I think they should keep doing, but Cam Reddish is the best shooter on this team, the one guy that can really knock it down from 3 consistently. He hit 3 for 3 to start the game. The team was 4 for 4, but since then, they are 1 for 9. So they need to continue, I think, to play in this zone and make them shoot threes. Now, if Cam Reddish can shoot the ball on an elite level, this team is a championship. They can win the title.
Yes.
Sure. If they only shoot 31% as a team from the three-point line and Cam does not show up, this is the blueprint to beat them. You pack it in a zone, you make them shoot threes, but you got to rebound the ball, and you cannot turn it over, and both those things slipped.
And for St. John's to win this game, Shamori Pons has to get going in the second half. He has to have a huge one. 15 points in the second half.
I'll tell you this about Zion. We'll see the dunks all over the place. That three-pointer. Show me more of those.
It's scary to see.
That's it. Just show me more three-pointers from Zion. More action around the ACC. Virginia Tech taking on NC State. First half game tied at 2s. Isaiah Wilkins nails the three.
This Virginia Tech team playing without Justin Robinson, their point guard, one of the best lead guards in the country. These are two elite offensive teams that are having, let's say, a rough day.
Rough is being nice. Ahmed Hill then the layup. Then it comes back and hits the three-pointer. Virginia Tech up 10-4. Under 4 left in the first. Hokies up 15-11. Nikhil Alexander-Walker drives, makes the layup. Gentlemen, it was 2014 at the half. Wow. That's good if you're Justin Fuente and the football team, but you're not. Lowest scoring half this season. Georgia Tech, Florida State. James Bakes III down the low. Layup in the foul. Georgia Tech up further. Michael DeVoe knocks down a three.
Yeah, Georgia Tech loves to mix up their defenses, and I think they've done a great job of keeping Florida State out of transition.
And give me some Terrence Mann.
Terrence Mann with a throwdown. Fonz just said keep him out of transition, but Josh Pastner's crew is doing a good job. That 1-3-1, the 2-3, making Florida State a jump shooting team. But when they are out in transition, you can't guard them, so shot selection is critical for the Yellow Jackets.
They are scary when they are on the run, 28-25 right now, late in the first half. Hey, Louisville brings a 6-game winning streak into this game against North Carolina. We'll get you ready for Tar Heels Cardinals coming up next.
Now let's have one more.
2?
Make that 2 more plans.
Sweetie?
Let us help with your plan.
We can do that.
Sounds like a plan.
Start a plan that flexes with yours. New York Life.
Wow. What a nice place.
Glad you're back. How you feeling?
Exhausted.
But finally being able to make that volunteer trip happen was awesome.
Awesome. You have to
What are they
scrub.
Let's do it every year.
We do it every year.
I thought you'd say that. Let's do it.
See how investing with a JP Morgan advisor can help you. Visit your local Chase branch.
Have you ever worked with Dr. Francis? Oh, yeah. He's okay.
Just okay?
Guess who just got reinstated? Well, not officially. Nervous?
Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
All right, guys, we're about to get a phone call here on the halftime show from A-Bomb. It's always good when A-Bomb calls in the show. Let me get that ready. Well, St. John's really was keeping it close there, but Duke just poured it on at the end of the first half. Zion just looking really dominant. I lost all my settings here, so give me just a sec. All right, we're gonna reach out and call A-Bomb, talk about this and this game and some upcoming games. Baseball season's coming up. at halftime. I'm Bone Crusher Wilson, halftime show. We're gonna bring A-Bomb into the show in just a moment here. I'm gonna redial.
Yellow.
Hey.
Okay, appreciate you, man. Yeah, I had things all mixed up, but I'm glad I'm here now.
Did you answer? Sounds like it's your camcorder microphone again. You have to go into Facebook and change that setting.
All right, you can't hear me very well, can you?
Well, I can hear you fine. It just sounds like it doesn't sound good like your headset mic does.
All right, well, let me do this. I'm gonna hang up and I'll call right back.
I mean, it sounds good enough. You can go into hanging up and calling back won't fix it. You got to go into the settings in the call window to pick a microphone.
All right.
So, like, you see the window that has my picture up,
Right.
Yeah, in the top right, there's that little spoke,
the gear. Okay, yeah. Right. I'm on the gear. All right.
Just go to the drop down under microphones and pick
which one?
Well, one that's not the camcorder or the webcam. If your headset's on the list, choose that. But I mean, it sounds pretty good, I think when we get into baseball season.
No, I want to get this right.
What happens is that every time you call, it goes back to the default one. So every time you call, you have to do this. When you have multiple microphones, like
I see. And so, if you don't mind, tell me which one. Is it the microphone or the audio output that I need to change?
Microphone.
Okay, and what do I need to change that to?
Well, I don't know what the name of your headset microphone, whatever that is showing up as in the drop down. Is that listed in there?
I don't know.
Well, what are your options in the drop-down menu?
I've got default. I've got communications, which says microphone, HD webcam, but I'm not on the webcam mic. I'm on a headset mic.
What is it currently configured to? Which one is highlighted?
Let's see.
Maybe I can.
All right, is this any better?
Sounds the same, but it sounds pretty good. It doesn't sound bad or anything. Tap your microphone on your
headset. Okay, let's try this one.
Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it is your headset mic. Can you tap your microphone?
Yeah, if I can find it.
No, on your headset. Tap the mic on your headset.
All right. Tap, tap, tap.
Yeah, I don't hear the tapping.
All right, let's keep trying. Hang on.
I mean, it'll be okay for this. We can, we'll get it set up. When we start doing tomorrow's game, we'll have it all set up before the game starts.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess I need to try going back to my phone then, because it seems like it's always better on that. So I'm going to hang up here and then I'll call right back.
All right. We're at halftime, folks. Keith Walton, can you show the game? Sorry, Keith, we cannot. YouTube will shut it down. But we do play-by-play, reaction, and often I'll bring in some of the network audio feeds so you can hear play-by-play from the stadium. It's a thing. All right, A-Bomb calling back into the show.
Okay.
Welcome aboard. A-Bomb is in the house.
I'm right here. How does this sound?
Sounds pretty good. Sounds very personable. Good.
Okay, so yeah, I'm back on my phone. Yeah, I'm not sure why it sounds better on here, but we'll go with that.
I mean, it sounds pretty good here. It was a little louder on the webcam microphone, which did sound good. It's just not as good as the headset mic, which everyone is getting so accustomed to your high quality audio in your games that when I don't hear that sound, it's like I'm missing something.
I hear you. So just to make sure, this sounds better than the last one did.
As good, maybe a little bit better. It's not as loud.
Okay.
I can turn it up some.
Well, yeah, I mean, I'm on my phone, so I don't know why. We'll get this straight. We will get this straight. But we do have a big game coming up tomorrow, and I wanted to make sure that everything was in place for that.
I reckon it is. I've been focusing on I had to reinstall the operating system on this computer. So I've been focusing on getting everything back to where it was.
Oh, okay. Well, sorry, man. I didn't realize all that.
No, I need to get that resolved. I had to buy a CD for $5 from Linux and to get this thing going. So I've got a new operating system. It should run like a dream for the rest of the season.
Very good.
I have a lot of my Facebook friends are from high school, so there's a lot of girls there, and I get all these memes that these girls post. And I don't know if you've seen this meme going around about sexual harassment, that they compare it to a man being improperly harassed by a gay prison guy or something like that. And it sounds harsh, but now that I think about it, it's like, you know what? It's not really the same thing. Comparing a woman being sexually harassed to a man being raped, basically, in prison. I mean,
that's a lot worse to me.
Right? I mean, I understand women don't want to be harassed, whether it's sexually or just guys being aggressive with them. But that analogy.
Yeah, the Me Too movement has gone way too far.
Yeah. What about my needs?
Exactly.
And I know you unsubscribed to that guy, Mr. Bad Dog, the play-by-play reaction guy with the Ed Harley shirts and the rolled goals and the dirty couch.
What's he up to these days, right?
I don't know. I mean, I'm sitting there watching him, and it just occurred to me that I think that guy probably has been involved in some sort of golden shower in his life. He just strikes me as the kind of guy that's gone there.
He does. I know. He's weird. I don't know what's going on with that guy. Now the Entertainer, I think he might be worth watching. He might be an up and comer.
Entertainer, yeah, he has Mr. Bad Dog on his show all the time.
Right.
And he does daily broadcast. He's okay. I've listened to it. I don't know. I'm still on the fence. I guess I have to watch some more on the Entertainer. Yeah,
I agree though, but the big dogs in this industry are Josh and Sean. We all know about them, and then we've got Philly 500. He's great too, and I really like the way his setup is. He's got the ability to stand up and do his whole show, walking around in his garage, maybe.
Yeah, we need to get some vinyl siding shack to do our broadcast in. Did you switch over to speakerphone?
No, but let me try. If you don't mind, I'm going to hang up on here, and then I'm going to call back on one other method. So I'll be back shortly.
All right, good luck. All right, rustling from A-Bomb's pocket there. Meanwhile, basketball game has resumed. The second half is underway. Let's listen in with Dick Vitale and the crew from ESPN on an 8-point game right now.
Sometimes a scorer just needs
47 to 39. Duke in the lead.
Go through the basket. Let's see if that drive by Shamori Pons gets him started as Williamson is met by Clark.
Nice defensive play by Clark. Got a little foul trouble early.
Mustafa Heron out of control.
Totally out of control. You can't beat a club with the quality of Duke taking bad shots. The key is, if you want a good shooting percentage, you have to take money shots. A little more patience.
Like a big money shot. Like in a porno, Duke. Dick Vitale.
That wide area.
3-point attempt. No good.
Center behind the foul line is wide open. Duke should slide someone right to the ACC side, inside.
Simon with a pull-up. That's in and out.
I guess, A-Bomb, if you're going to call me and you're not using your webcam, just unplug your webcam and it might default to your headset. Actually, now that I think about it, that's probably the...
He has such a variety of ways, man. He's like the Baskin-Robbins guy, man. They got all kinds of variety.
10-point game here. 18 minutes in the second half to go.
Clark for three.
Hey, A-Bomb is on the show.
Yeah, okay. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, sounds pretty good. What are you calling me from?
I'm back on, calling you through my desktop computer on my headset.
Okay. Tap your mic for me.
Okay, just a moment. Anything?
No, but it sounds pretty good. Although I do have an easy solution. Just unplug your webcam next time you call, and it should default to your headset.
All right. Well, let me try that. Let's see.
I'm gonna. Well, okay. We might lose you.
Let's see what happens.
You know, it's a 12-point game, 51-39.
Okay, is that better?
Sounds about the same. Sounds good though.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know about this tapping the mic thing. I'm not sure. But I mean, this is how it's all working when I have it plugged into my machine.
Well, you're not using Facebook phone calls to, broadcast.
Oh, okay.
So like every time I have a Facebook call, I got to go in. I think I just need to go in and change the default settings and configure it so it doesn't do that every time. But it's no big deal.
Anyway, yeah, we heard Dick Vitale talking about a money shot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he used to do gay porn.
Yeah. That was an awkward moment when I heard him say that. Money shot.
Well, old people, old folks can get away with that. They he probably doesn't know it means porn.
Right, it's like when Jerry Jones, the owner of the Dallas Cowboys, talked about his, what was it, his glory hole?
I didn't hear that.
Okay, yeah, that's all over the internet. He was talking about a fishing spot.
Oh, okay. Well, Williamson is doing it again with the steal and the putback, man. He's got like 21 points so far on the game here.
Indeed, yeah, man. What a specimen he is. And let's talk about, for just a moment, the Super Bowl coming up tomorrow.
Right, man. I hate the Patriots, man.
I hear you. I hear you on that. But the main reason I'm bringing this up is because you and I are going to try to do a little bit of joint broadcasting for the big game tomorrow.
Yeah, so what's your thoughts there? Do you want to try to do the whole first half and see how it goes, or do you just want to? Are you just going to be kind of calling in a la carte, or what's the?
Well, I was hoping that we could be like from the very beginning, like we are right now. That's why I'm trying to get this right. to see if we can do a little bit of broadcasting tomorrow.
Okay. Sounds good. We'll definitely want to, hook up a little bit before game time and get it all squared away.
Yeah, I'll definitely do that. The game starts at 5:30 your time tomorrow. That's 6:30 Eastern time. And so I'll definitely give you a call an hour before that starts.
I did get an invitation from Kevin and Sharon to go to Dick's Wings for the Super Bowl. But I told them I'm keeping it at home. It's me and the cats here.
Sharon, has she had a drink yet?
Probably. She does like her liquor. A little off topic, but I had a steak the other day, and when you go to the grocery store and they have that little piece of absorbent kind of it's like the texture of a diaper. It's like this material
Right.
they put under the meat.
It's got the pink stuff from the meat in it.
Yeah, I don't know what that's for, but it kind of is off-putting every time I go to cook a steak. And I peel that steak off of it, I feel like I'm having a diaper steak. It's like...
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. It's in there, I guess, to keep your bag from getting wet. It probably absorbs all that stuff really well.
I don't know if it's... Maybe it is... Yeah, maybe it is used to absorb, maybe it is a diaper. I thought...
I think it is.
I have to figure out what that's all about. Yeah, I don't like that. I want my butcher to wrap it up in like some real thick paper kind of stuff,
Right,
like some butcher
brown paper, right?
Yeah.
But if you get it when they put it out on the shelf, you're right. That's a great point. But yeah, that thing pretty much is a diaper, because if it wasn't on there, it would probably fill up that whole package with the bloody kind of stuff. It's like a tampon for steak.
The maxi pad for my steak. Oh, it's a heavy month. I think
exactly.
This cow was menstruating when they butchered it. Well,
and, now if we're on the topic of grocery stores, we have to bring this one up. Do you return your cart, or do you just leave it by your car?
Mm-hmm.
Let's make that the question of the day.
Yeah. I mean, I can judge somebody exclusively based on whether or not they return shopping carts. And of course, you should be returning your shopping cart, putting that buggy back. But what they'll say is that they'll say like, oh, we're keeping people employed, we're giving them work to do.
Right.
Like, believe me, these kids got enough to do without chasing your grocery carts down.
Right, but that's what they end up having to do. If you work at a big Walmart, and they're all over the place here, and the carts end up a good 500 yards from the store, scattered around. These guys have to, do this maybe 5-6 times a day, where you see that huge cart train coming in. It's probably most of those are the ones that are not secured properly.
Yeah, so return your shopping carts. You're a lazy piece of shit if you don't, basically.
Right. Yeah, I've never done that. I've never been the guy who just leaves it wherever. Absolutely. Because when you look around, they've all got a return station no more than about 40 or 50 steps from where you are at any given place in the parking lot.
Uh-huh. Meanwhile, we've got nearly a 20-point lead here for Duke. 16:36 left in the game. And Zion with the rejection. He absolutely just got up there and big block from Zion. And a 19-point lead.
And Keith Walton in the chat box, by the way, wants you to show the game. And he says YouTube is like a Gestapo.
Mm-hmm.
And it is. you're right. You cannot infringe on anybody's intellectual property in this room.
Well, I'm really looking forward to baseball season. I'm working on some nice graphic packages. You've seen a little bit of it so far. So, and really want to give it a feel that it is an Atlanta Braves broadcast. You know, if under that scene transitions tab in the OBS,
right.
There's one called Stinger. If you add a stinger, it'll play a video. So I'm going to just have like little short 1 or 2 second video wipes of Braves logos to really give it that overlay feel of a Braves game. So
that's cool. Yeah, I'm trying to still figure out how to use everything there. Stinger, that's nice to know. And all right, well, listen, I'm gonna run right now. I'm gonna get out. I'm gonna enjoy the rest of your broadcast of this Duke Blue Devils and St. John's game, and then tomorrow we have the Super Bowl. It's 6:30 Eastern time, so we'll have that for you right here on this channel for the Bone Crusher.
All right, you got it. Thanks for calling in. A-Bomb.
Out.
Peace. The clone A-Bomb on the show. He always has a good take on diaper stakes and bathroom issues, Mr. Bad Dog, prison sex, and all sorts of topics. I'm getting ready to run some errands with Mrs. Bone Crusher. She's got some chores. She's got a honey-do list for me. I got to take care of business. And by the way, this broadcast is sponsored by treasurehunt.ga. So head over to treasurehunt.ga. Pick out something nice for the lady this Valentine's. We're going to let ESPN take over coverage here in just a moment. We're going to break, and we'll come right back. ESPN will be giving you the second half of Duke versus St. John's. Currently it's 61 Duke, St. John's 39, on the verge of getting run out of the gym. And we'll be right back.
with her, and Alexa decided that we needed a birthday to celebrate Cameron, and so it is today. From henceforth, this will be Cameron's birthday.
To celebrate here, those Cameron crazies go wild in the crowd. I'll tell you one thing, Alice, it was amazing. They told me today, I cannot believe this, but they said it's true. The average SAT score of the Cameron crazies is 1540.
Come on.
I thought 1600 is perfect. They told me that's the average to get it a Duke.
No wonder they're crazy. Wow. They have a lot of stress to release.
Unbelievable.
With that amount of studying.
I gotta find out if that's true. Somebody let me know if that's true. Just go to Dickie V on Twitter and let me know. 1540. I took the test 3 times and I didn't get 1540. 500, 500, and 540. Wow. Look at this. This place is like the Fenway Park of basketball. And I do like Fenway, and I would say Allen Fieldhouse up there in Kansas.
No doubt.
That's like Wrigley Field. That's like Wrigley Field. Boy, they're not too happy campers down there. When you're talking about Kansas, they found out the kid Sylvia De Souza is ineligible this year and next year. My complaint is the NCAA is very simple. Why does it take so darn long to make decisions? Another turnover, dribble.
Look out!
Why not? Just throw it up on top and let the big guy go get it. Let the big guy with a little monster mash. Yeah, the NCAA takes forever. They took so long to make a decision on the kid's life, and I think that's a joke. It's absurd the way the NCAA sometimes handles these rulings.
Pons still without a field goal, but he will go back to the line, and it must be fun to be able to do this.
Yeah, it's fun. If you can play up in the stratosphere like him, he plays in another orbit. Look how high he gets. Look at that bounce up the floor. You know, people say, well, maybe like Kemp, when Kemp played, maybe like name I hear now, McGinnis, maybe like Karl Malone. Those guys did not have the bounce off the floor. They had the physical body, but they didn't elevate and hit that floor and go up like a Spalding ball. No. You don't remember Spalding balls? What, pink ball?
Yeah.
I used to play.
Do you think I was born in 1989? I've been around for a while.
Everybody looks so young.
Yes, I played with a pink ball when I was a child. Yes.
Oh, wow.
And we had rotary telephones and everything. Well, Williamson at 280, 285 pounds. There he goes again. And I'm telling you, we have called games where I think he legitimately has to measure his jump. If he jumped with his full strength and athleticism, he would hit his head on the rim.
Yeah.
But he has to be careful to not over jump, so that way his head doesn't make contact with the rim. That's how athletic he is.
He's putting a few logos out there. I'm going to tell you this. He would be something in New York City. Wow.
Bolden plus the foul. And right now they're not happy back in New York City watching this performance by St. John's as they are getting run over from the end of the first half and the first 5.5 minutes of the second half by Duke.
Well, I'll tell you one thing, that game of Marquette really becomes big to them as well. Because when you talk about Bubble City, I mean, teams like Seton Hall and certainly St. John's now with all the losses, this guy, can he coach or what? Unbelievable. He's one. To me, when you factor in what he did, not only as a collegiate coach, but what he did with the Olympics and 3 times, so special. Brought back pride and passion to wearing that uniform and just a winner. He always gives us a clinic before the game in the philosophy and the theory of the game. Look at that logo down. Oh, wow. Oh. Look at this guy. Are you kidding me where he is? You know, Barkley was a great riser, but not like that. Not like that. To me, Charles is probably the closest in terms of analysis of 2 guys.
Shamori Pons with a chance for a 3-point play.
Wow.
And finally, he is able to convert a field goal.
We have not seen the real Shamori here. I mean, there's no question we have not. He's had some monster games for St. John's throughout his career. New York City, went to Thomas Jefferson High School. Very dear to my heart, Thomas Jefferson. I'll tell you why. We recruited while I was at Rutgers with Dick Lloyd, a special player by the name of Philip Sellers. Philip Sellers became as good as it was. New York City Player of the Year, led Rutgers to the Final Four, unbeaten season before they got beat down here in 1976. I'll tell you, he was one great college player. Also, I believe Sidney Green is from Thomas Jefferson, and a great football player. John Brockenden played at Ohio State. I believe he's from Thomas Jefferson. They had some great athletes at TJ over in Brooklyn.
Speaking of great athletes, 7 to shoot. Williamson muscles his way into the lane and draws a reach-in foul.
He's not afraid to attack if he sees a seam. He attacks that seam, man. He goes after it.
Tonight it's a Super Saturday of top-ranked boxing with 3 world title fights highlighted by the WBO featherweight title on ESPN and ESPN Deportes at 10 Eastern. Then at midnight on ESPN Plus in English and Spanish, Alvarez Kovalev 2 for the WBO light heavyweight belt. You can stream the undercards on ESPN Plus starting at 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific.
Letting them score too easily now, backing off. They were really right in this game until the last 2 minutes of the first half. And then it was the Zion show. He scored the last 10 points in a row.
Zion gets the deflection in the lane, but Pons takes it right back. Goes at Williamson and lays it in.
He's going to point something now, and it'll be in the book, double figures and all eventually, but it's almost like meaningless, because right now this game is really Duke all the way. You know, Chris Mullen played for a great team. When he played at St. John's, man, they went to the Final Four in '85. Luke Carnesecca's team, then Mullen, one of my favorite point guards who understood how to play. Mark Jackson does a great job with ESPN. Willie Glass, an explosive wing player. Shelton Jones, Mike Moses, another handler. Ron Rowan. That was one. Winnington, don't forget about Winnington. That was a great team. Unfortunately, in the conference then, was Patrick Ewing at Georgetown.
Well, the biggest basketball games in New York City, as Figueroa misses everything back in those days, was the Big East tournament.
Yeah, well, and don't forget Villanova, who won it all in '85 with that shocking performance at Lexington, Kentucky by Rolly Massimino in his game.
Figueroa, little Euro crossover, comes up way short, and Trey Jones comes the other way.
Trey Jones, what a difference maker he's been in this game. What a difference maker. He's so solid. If he played at another school and had a lot more notoriety, you know, when you're playing in the shadows of guys like Williamson and Barrett, you're not going to get the kind of PR, but he's so valuable.
Well, look at Shamori Pond's stat line in this game, and you see how valuable he is as that three goes down for Brian Trimble.
Especially in the first half. Second half now, stats become a little diluted. You know, Trimble came up big in their last game against Creighton.
Barrett on the curl, and Trimble gets a hand in, and then tempers start to flare a little bit.
Well, it's frustration. They're embarrassed, humiliated, came here with purpose, came here feeling good after the Creighton win, played so competitive in that first half until the last few seconds, and now they can see that scoreboard, plus 24. Wow, my dude. Look at his logo. Look at how high he is. Are you kidding? How do you take a body 285 pounds, Robert, that high? Tell me, Robert, how do you do it?
I can't.
I'd rather rule in hell than serve in heaven. There are watchers all over the city. Destroy the girl called Alita.
Fight alongside me against our common enemy.
Tonight is a hunt.
What do you have in mind? Don't underestimate who I am.
Alita, Battle Angel, rated PG-13.
Doesn't that cloud right there look like a penguin?
Really? That looks exactly like a busted pipe spewing water everywhere.
Can you just stop being an insurance agent for like 2 seconds?
It's my job to think about these things.
Well, what does that cloud look like?
That looks just like your house. That's being burglarized. They're stealing your TV right there. Oh, and right there, it's a bear destroying your car.
You need a vacation. Soon, very soon.
You know, Chris, some of us don't have an off-season.
Have you ever worked with Dr. Francis? Oh, yeah. He's okay.
Just okay? Guess who just got reinstated? Well, not officially. Nervous?
Yeah.
Yeah, me too. Don't worry about it. We'll figure it out. I'll see you in there.
Just okay is not okay, especially when it comes to your network. AT&T is America's best wireless network according to America's biggest test. Now with 5GE. More for your thing. That's our thing.
KFC's got 4 ways to feed a family for just $20. It's delicious.
Son of a biscuit.
Well, that worked out. Bring home dinner with any of KFC's $20 fill-ups.
The rules of luxury. Look, but don't touch. Touch, but don't use. Use, but don't enjoy. Enjoy, but don't show it.
If you're going to follow one rule, make sure it's this one. Luxury should be lived in. Infinity. Empower the drive.
Building a better bank starts with looking at something old and saying, really? So Capital One is building something completely new. Capital One Cafes. Inviting places with people here to help you, not sell you. And savings and checking accounts with no fees or minimums, because that's how it should be. You can open one from right here or anywhere in 5 minutes. Seriously, 5 minutes. This is banking reimagined. What's in your wallet?
Hoops are hoops, college or pro.
take it from the people who know.
Now that's a highlight shot.
ESPN's experts switch sidelines. It's the crossover, beginning February 5th on ESPN.
I'm Bob Wischusen with one of the members of that crossover group. Dick Vitale's going to join Hubie Brown to talk a little BC Duke in a couple of days. The process or result of changing from one activity or style to another defines the crossover, of course, in basketball. We all know what a true crossover is. It'll be fun to listen to you guys break it down when Boston College takes on Duke, and some of the great crossover dribblers of all time. Did anybody have a better crossover than Allen Iverson?
I'll tell you one thing, Allen Iverson was a blur with the ball. And what about Pearl? He was special. Wade, I mean, Hardaway was dynamic with a Kyrie right now. I mean, they're so outstanding. Everybody said it all started down there in the Rucker by a guy who I did not see, Pee Wee Kirkland. They said he was special with it.
Way short for Clark. How did you not see it?
I didn't see that one, I can tell you that, but I can't wait to sit next to Hubie. That's going to be a lot of fun because I have such respect for his knowledge. The man absolutely eats, sleeps, and drinks basketball and has taught all over the world impacting coaches. Look at diving on the floor.
Is Williamson.
That's a great team player. Diving on the floor, up 25. Up 25.
A mad scramble for it. That's won eventually by Duke. James Breeding jumps in and just wants to calm everything down. It'll be a held ball, I believe, that will give it to Duke. And Mike Krzyzewski disagrees.
You know, I saw a comment, watch this here, diving. I mean, are you kidding me? That's a tremendous talent. He don't care. It's about winning. He wants the 50-50 ball. I'm going to go get it. But tenacity. Well, let me say this, Bob. I showed you. There was a reply by an individual who said, you know, we got to wait to see how he does with the NBA guys. They're big, they're strong.
Meaning Zion Williamson.
It's more than just dunking. Well, let me tell you this. He's more than just dunking. He handles the ball well. He's going to be a much better shooter. He attacks you off the bounce. But let me tell you, there aren't many guys in the NBA that bounce off the floor like he does. I can tell you that. So being critical of guys looking for faults, look for them all you want. This kid is special.
Yeah, I agree. I'll be the first to say that when you go from college basketball to the NBA, you are going from playing against kids to playing against grown men, and that you're going to get that level of athleticism that may be stunted a little bit because the guys in the NBA are so big and so strong. If you're watching Zion Williamson and you don't see the athleticism and the strength that he has and think that he is not, at least from that standpoint, going to step right into the NBA and be a dominant player, then to me, you don't know what you're looking at, and you just don't see the difference between him and everyone else, because he is an absolute freight train. And if he could shoot the three, then he becomes unguardable. How would you ever defend him? Because you have to go up and try and get into him and guard him from 20 feet away from the basket. And he's just going to go around you.
And also, think about this. Surrounding him are going to be NBA players who can play the game as well. And the spacing on the court is going to open up driving ability from even more so that he faces on a college level, where he can give a lot of help. Not going to give a lot of that help in the NBA. I'm going to tell you, anybody has doubts that he can play, I question that, really.
Well, he might have an adjustment to make from a skill standpoint.
Absolutely.
As Pons throws one up, he's going to have to learn how to shoot the ball more effectively. He's going to have to learn how to play without the ball, all of those things.
Absolutely.
But if you're looking at Zion Williamson and you're saying, you know what, that level of strength and athleticism might look good in college, but boy, wait till he gets to the NBA to play against guys that are really big and strong. He's 285 pounds and has to take something off of his jump so his head doesn't hit the rim.
His agility.
He will athletically be able to handle the NBA.
Allison spoke to Chris Mullin. Allison, what did Chris Mullin, as a former star player in the NBA, what did he say about Zion?
Dick, and also he's got those 13 years of NBA front office experience with Golden State and Sacramento. He told us that Zion is as different and unique athletically as he has ever seen. He compared him a little bit, you guys mentioned Charles Barkley, also some Sean Kemp, but the thing that Mullin loves the most about Williamson is the way he plays. He said he still has that passion, that joy, because when you're that good of a player and you've been under a microscope and you've been watched since a young age, it can wear on you. It doesn't with him. He said you can just see the love he has for the game, the love he has for his teammates. That's what he liked the most about the way he
Tell you what, I say amen to all those statements, because really, he's all about playing for his team. I loved when he came out when Scottie Pippen said if he were in his shoes, he would drop out of school. He came out and said, "You kidding me? I'm going to let my teammates down, my coaches. There's no way I'm leaving. I love this. I love what I'm doing here." I mean, he's unselfish, just a terrific young man.
Connell whips one cross court. Williamson tries to save it and does to Reddish.
Got a little sloppy right there. Oh, nice ball movement.
Williamson gives it up. Extra pass from O'Connell to Reddish. Williamson with an offensive rebound.
Look at those hands. Look at those hands. Oh, wow. Great hands, man. He doesn't just rebound in his area. He goes laterally and gets the ball as well. The best. I said it early and I'll say it again. If you don't draft him #1, you are not going to sleep at night. You're going to be worried about he'll embarrass whoever doesn't pick him #1. To me, he's Luck City as the first player in the draft. There's nobody in the world I would take over him. No one. I'm going to be his PR agent. He'll make a lot of money. He can be 10%, be a PR. I'll do pretty good, man.
Well, you obviously are hurting for cash, so yeah, I would say you could use the coin. Out of bounds, this Reddish can't find a hookup with O'Connell.
Well, we got blowout city here, my friends. You're seeing why Duke recessed today. When I was on the game day show, those guys do a fantastic job. He asked the whole panel, actually, what team do they think is their choice to go to a Final Four? Well, you know, I said there's Super 7 teams out there. You got to factor in Kentucky as well. Now, they're right up there with those other 6 when you talk about Michigan, Michigan State, and Duke, and certainly you got teams like Virginia. But the bottom line, Gonzaga, the bottom line is I say Tennessee. I like Tennessee because of their experience. They got inside guys that can play with Zion and them, and Grant Williams, Schofield, and I love their experience, a winner's mentality.
Well, that's a winner's mentality right there. Big day for Zion Williamson.
ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is presented by 5-Hour Energy Shots. Get back to 100%.
I know you want to leave me for Schwab, but before you do that, you should meet our newest team member, Techie. Go ahead, ask it a question.
Techie, can you offer low costs and award-winning full service with a satisfaction guarantee like Schwab?
Sorry, Techie can't do that.
Dude, how you gonna afford gas right now? I thought you don't get paid till next week, man.
I'm using the Earnin app to cash out $100 from my paycheck instantly. No fees, no interest. Thing's awesome.
Bro, how are you about to afford groceries right now, man? We don't even get paid till next week.
I got the Earnin app. I cash out $100 from my paycheck instantly. Make sure I get through the week with all the essentials.
Get paid on your terms. With Earnin, you can cash out as soon as you clock out, with no interest or fees. Now that's something we can get behind.
Matt Barry, LaFonso Ellis with an in-studio update. NC State has hit rock bottom against Virginia Tech.
Absolutely. I mean, they can't score anything. Only 19% from three on the day.
Bob and Nikki V, back to you.
Hey, LaFonso, you played in the NBA. You played for my great guy, Digger, who deserves some consideration for Hall of Fame, man, what he did with his games against UCLA, etc. But let me just say this. LaFonso, I want to hear him talk and break down Zion's game for the next level because he knows. He played in that league.
Early on, Dickie V, when I got a chance to see him play in the non-conference season, and we know he's talented, we know how athletic he is, but what I was amazed by is there was a loose ball at half court. Who was the first person on the floor giving up his body? It was Zion Williamson. So from an athletic standpoint and IQ, I've been so impressed with his ability to handle the rock too. And once he gets that consistent three-point shot, he will be absolutely unguardable.
I agree with you totally. You know, people say, well, turn down the hype machine. How could you turn it down when you're watching here? Are you watching something? You're seeing it in your own eyes. I got one eye and I can see it. My partner got two. UB Brown's going to see it. I mean, how do you keep the hype? He's earned that hype because he goes out and performs. I mean, just talk to his coaches, and he's coached a lot of great players. Said he's an incredible young man to coach. It's not about hype. It's fact. F-A-C-T. It's not hype. It's fact. The kid is for real.
And here are you earlier saying you wouldn't have gotten 1540 on the SAT.
Oh, man.
You're spelling words. You're coming up with math.
1540. Are you kidding me?
Well, if there was a 1600 that you could get on the SAT, Zion Williamson would probably get one just about every game because he has now gone over 20 points.
Wow.
6 consecutive games, 14 times out of 21 games so far this season, even flashed the three-point ability earlier.
Right there, what a pass that was. Terrific pass.
And now he's up to 29 points today.
You know, he plays within the framework of the team. He isn't that selfish. He defends. He bounces on the floor.
Figueroa with the floater.
Now can St. John's get off the canvas and come back strong against Marquette? That's going to be a big game for them. I mean, they're thinking, they're not thinking NIT, they're thinking NCAA, and to do it, they need some wins.
R.J. Barrett, pretty good in his own right, knocks one down.
Super, he'll go probably further than number 2 or 3. I will tell you this, the one thing St. John's is going for them, they're in a conference where there's a lot of quality teams, so they're going to get a chance to be able to get good wins that could really help them on their resume. A lot of teams don't have that when you're not in the elite conferences. Right, talking about a team that's gone south big time coming up later. They need a win so badly. Archie Miller in Indiana. They lost 7 in a row. 7 and been blown out. There was so much optimism when they got Romeo Langford. What has happened to the Hoosiers?
Good hustle by Clark. But then Clark cutting to the basket. And Justin Simon threw it behind him. Now, there was a thought with St. John's as well, that early on in the season when they got off to a great start, beat teams like Cal and VCU and Brooklyn to begin the season, but didn't have any of kind of those household name marquee quadrant one, so to speak, wins, that they got a little fat and happy, that they read their own press clippings, and that once they hit conference play, and now it's taken up a notch because they're playing against Big East teams, they were brought back to earth a little bit. They had lost 4 of 5 before they went to Creighton and got a win. You wonder if this is a wake-up call and they go into that last stretch of the final 10 games of conference play and become the team that we thought they were when they were winning games back in November and December.
Well, they were 14-1 out of the game, but you follow like I did. I try to stay up on teams in their various areas of the country, and if you can follow certainly St. John's, you read the New York Post, and I read a little bit about them, Zach Brazilla, Howie Kasoy and company, and I will tell you this, there was no doubt that they had really feasted on a lot of really below-average teams. Hey, talking about teams, what about giving a tip of the hat to Joe Mahalik and the kids at Hofstra? 16 in a row. Let's go, Hofstra. That's where Jay Wright was coaching, man. Joe Mahalik's done a great job with them. Anytime you win 16 in a row, I don't care who you're playing, that is special.
Longest win streak, I think, right now going in college basketball.
Tennessee's right up there. I think Tennessee has, what, 15 in a row? Purdue's been real hot lately, and so is Villanova. Kentucky's been really hot.
And Iowa got a surprisingly lopsided win against Michigan last night.
Graham McCaffrey's done a heck of a job. They were not projected to be in the upper echelon of the Big Ten. They won easily last night over a really quality Michigan team. I gave him a tip of my hat last night, man. Hey, what about the Super Bowl? Since we got Blowout City here, what about the Super Bowl? Who do you like, Robert? I know you're a football guy. You do the Jets games for years. Great job with the Jets.
Shamari Pons, boy, it's been that kind of day for him. The only thing a Jet fan can hope is that Tom Brady's got that kind of day in front of him tomorrow, but that doesn't happen too often as Barrett puts it through, and a timeout will be called.
That opportunity by Pons down there really defined the day and the afternoon that it's been for him. I mean, it's been a day. Hey, I like Tom Brady. He's the greatest of all time. Winner's mentality. 30-27. He beats the young upstart Jared Goff.
All right. I've heard enough of that over the years.
6 national champions.
All right.
6 titles, 6 Super Bowls.
That's enough.
Well, your Jets got to get one day.
Wherever you go, however you go, for energy on the go, it's gotta be 5-Hour Energy. And with 0 sugar and 4 calories, there's nothing holding you back. Works fast, works long, tastes good. 5-Hour Energy. Energy on the go.
Hey, Daryl, would you choose the network rated #1 in the nation by the experts or the one awarded by the people? Correct. You don't have to choose, because,
Oh! Switch to the network awarded by Root Metrics and JD Power. Now get $300 off our best phones.
Glad you're back. How you feeling?
Exhausted. But finally being able to make that volunteer trip happen was awesome.
Awesome. You have to
What are they
scrub.
Let's do it every year.
We do it every year.
I thought you'd say that. Let's do it.
See how investing with a JP Morgan advisor can help you. Visit your local Chase branch.
Hush, little baby, don't you cry.
Daddy, what's happening?
I don't know.
Chaos unfolds as Taco Bell's beloved nacho fries vanish yet again.
Sir, we need you to come with us.
Daddy?
Go back inside, honey.
Dr. Conrad, thank you for coming. This kind of deliciousness doesn't just disappear.
Where did you go?
What if they were in a different space-time continuum? Another
Dimension. There are fries seasoned in Mexican spices, trapped somewhere out there. I'm gonna bring them home.
2, 1. We have it.
Daddy's gonna bring you nacho fries.
Matt Barry, Dallin Cuff with a studio update. And NC State has just scored the second fewest points in a game since joining the ACC since 1953.
Burn the tape, bury the tape, do whatever you want, Kevin Keats. Don't ever look at that again. On to North Carolina.
That was a final score. Speaking of North Carolina, they're coming up. Luke May, 7 double-doubles on the season, taking on Louisville, top of the hour. Bob and Nikki B.
Saturday.
Well, they're 7-1 in conference play, and they had beaten North Carolina easily down at Chapel Hill. You know North Carolina's going to play the chip on their shoulder this afternoon. That's going to be a tough game, I really believe, for Louisville.
Let's go down to Allison.
I'm here with Sharonda Anderson, who's Zion Williamson's mom. And Sharonda, we've seen Zion's athletic ability on full display, both ends of the court. I want to know, though, at a young age, when did you notice that maybe he was a little...
All right. It's Bone Crusher. Thanking everyone for tuning in. Currently a 28-point lead for Duke with under 4 minutes. And we're going to have to go ahead and terminate this broadcast, I'm afraid. We're going to end it right here. But thanks so much for stopping by. Like and subscribe. We'll have the Super Bowl for you tomorrow. Peace out.